Hi, and welcome to part 3 of our How to Travel in Italy over Christmas and New Year series, the things you need to know before you go. In this video, we will be going wider and deeper into the amazing cities, towns, culture, and food that makes Italy the #1 travel destination that it is. We will also introduce you to some incredible locations that are not on the tourist track and draw from our collection of immersive Italian travel guidebooks to further enhance your Italian experience. But of course, before we get started, could you be sure to like and subscribe to our channel? This will not only help us, but will connect you to all our information videos. Be sure to watch until the end, because we have a special bit of news there. Here's some more great towns and cities in Italy that provide an amazing Christmas experience. Orvieto is an amazing hilltop town, 1 hour 15 minutes north from Rome. Orvieto has a history as far back as the Etruscans and has incredible underground tunnels, a cathedral that has sublime architecture, and a massive well that you can actually descend and return to the top for the brave-hearted. The railway station is below the town, and there's a funicular you can take up to the old town itself. The views have a real wow factor. If you are planning on driving, Orvieto is a good place to do that, as returning the car is easy, and the trip into Rome by train is a pleasant one. Unless you have a lot of experience, I don't recommend driving in Rome. It is much simpler to hire a car outside of Rome when you leave Rome. We always use Avis or Budget. Both have a preferred driver membership, which is free, and booking through your hometown or your account gives you a local number to deal with any unfortunate incidents when you return home. From Orvieto, we head about 1 hour further north in Umbria to the city of Perugia. Perugia is the capital of Umbria and is a medieval town that is especially amazing at Christmas and New Year. We stay with relatives nearby, but I recommend staying inside the walls of the ancient towns, called the Centro Storico in Italian, wherever possible, as the experience is one that you will never forget. Perugia is full of very interesting things to see and do and great restaurants, but using Perugia as a base, there are also some other places close by that are in the do not miss category. Corsiano is an 11th century hilltop town that has a life-size nativity and medieval life-size village display that is really something. Check the dates on the Comune di Corsiano website to be sure to catch it. Another nearby medieval town is Bavagna, which has a Christmas Jerusalem market, an old Roman mill that still works, and many other medieval and Renaissance attractions. Also, Lake Trasimeno, Passignano al Lago, and San Feliciano are only about 30 minutes away by car, and are especially good. The majestic Castiglione del Lago is also great if you have time. Another day trip from Perugia can be to Assisi, which is actually visible from the city of Perugia, and only takes 28 minutes by car or 54 minutes by bus. Here there are 2 other options. After Assisi, continue on to Cortona, 57 minutes by car, and stay there in the Centro Storico, take in the town the next morning, and then move on to Arezzo, only 30 minutes by car, and stay there, again in the Centro Storico. Or, return to Perugia and go to Cortona and Arezzo the following day. Without a car, most of these suggestions are still possible. The travel times are a little longer, but the distances are not long, so it is not very difficult. A relative said to me once that it would take 10 years to see all of Italy, and you would still probably missed something. The secret to Italy is slow travel. That's what the locals do. Take in 1 or 2 towns, have lunch in one, coffee in another, and either stay there or return to base each day. On our last trip, which was for 20 days, because of an aged relative in the end-of-life stage, it was very important to us to see her every day, even for a short time, which we did. We stayed with relatives in the town she lived for 90% of our time in Italy, and by using the base and day trip method, still managed to see 28 different towns, without the rush, and have clear memories of everything we saw and did. The base and day trip method works really well. Arezzo is a World Heritage town and is a wonderful town to stay in and explore. Short local tours in Italy can be really helpful, as they enable you to understand what it is you are looking at, and allow you to walk through history, not over it. Start your exploration at Piazza Grande, one of the most beautiful squares in Italy, characterized by its sloping terrain and stunning medieval architecture. Don't miss the monthly antique fair, Fiera Antiquaria, if you're around. The square is also the setting for the famous Giostra del Saracino, a historic jousting tournament held twice a year. Visit the Basilica of San Francesco. This 13th century basilica is home to the incredible fresco cycle, The Legend of the True Cross by Piero della Francesca. Visit the home of Giorgio Vasari, the famous painter, architect, and writer. His house is a true testament to his talent, filled with frescoes and decorations that showcase his artistic vision. It offers a unique insight into the life and times of this Renaissance figure. Thank you for watching. Be sure to watch part 4 of this series, where we not only introduce you to the Florence plan, but we will visit Siena, San Gimignano, Pisa, Lucca, Pistoia, and of course, Florence. If visiting Tuscany is on your bucket list, take a look at our immersive Italian travel guide, 14 Amazing Days in Tuscany. This has an exceptional itinerary with lots of information on travel, hotels, restaurants, cafes, and more. There is also a special discount for our viewers of 50% off all guidebook downloads. See you in part 4.